What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. Yes, we are back again for another round of SRL APAC for season number 4. We're here for round number 5 here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Here's a quick reminder of the championship standings. 9-point gap between Warden and Alan Hugo. We're currently sitting in position 4. Force India have got a comfortable lead over Haas, and of course Salva up into position number 4. So you see, if you haven't seen the last, couple of races, then, I mean, what the hell have you been doing? You've been probably living under a rock or something, but go check out the previous couple of races earlier on in the season. Here's where we just let Warden go through here. We just really right up my gearbox there was Warden, so I just decided to let him go there and have a bit of clean air around here. So, I mean, the last 2 races, like I was saying, been fairly decent, although last time out in Canada, you could probably say I got a hell of a lot lucky with finishing up in position 5. And trust me, if you, like I said in the video, if you told me that I qualified in P4, I think it was for P4. Yeah, get damage on like lap 2, get all the way back to the back end of the grid, and come all the way back up to P5. I would have said you're kidding yourself, but it's pretty much been 2 back-to-back P5s around Spain and Canada. So, I mean, overall, not really too bad. But Austria, last season, really wasn't ideal last season, especially because there was a couple of times, obviously, where I screwed up qualifying laps many a times. I think it was the worst ever qualifying position I ever qualified, actually, in SRL, probably even overall in all league racing that I've done. So, it wasn't ideal, but yeah, from then on in, it was not the greatest results. I think we may have finished like outside the top 10 or something. But those videos from last season, you can go check them out at the end of. There's a whole playlist. I don't know if you haven't checked them out anyway. But come across the line, set a first lap time there with a 1 minute 4.576, which puts us in position number 2, just behind always AFK, who, if probably some of you viewers will probably do not know who on earth who she is. If you remember from some of the MRL videos, you may recognise her. She's obviously been racing in MRL as well as in AORF2, so she's a pretty handy driver, and this is, I think, her first race meeting in SRL. So mid early days at the moment, was, like I said, currently sitting P2. There's a few of the guys that haven't set provisional lap times at the moment. But then get this little interesting message from Jeff.
Looks like rain is inbound, and we're expecting it in around 5 minutes. 5 minutes till the rain.
Now, yeah, to say, I was probably a little bit shocked when I heard that one, but that may have been a little bit of fault of my own, because I didn't actually properly check. Like, usually you have like on your TV screen, like you can like toggle through like the weather for like over a certain period of time during qualifying and the race. So but I didn't actually properly check the one for qualifying there. We just let Ryan go through there as we're just coming out of the pits in the second run here, and we actually let the second of the Force India's Alan Hugo go by as well. So yeah, that was probably a mistake on my part there. So but anyway, we're pretty much roughly got about 5, maybe even between 5 and 7, a bit over 5 minutes to try and get a decent lap time in, and hopefully have a decent grid position and go from there. Anyway, so
5 minutes until rainfall expected. 5 minutes until rain.
So, like Jeff's saying, rainfall is imminent. So he'll go up into turn 2. We'll stick a board here for the remainder of this lap. We actually went purple there at sector 1. With about a nearly 1.5 tenths quicker than the previous lap time. So we've dropped down to position 3 actually. But something was feeling actually amiss actually when I was coming around the turn 4, I think it was. Just something didn't feel quite right with the steering wheel here. Let's get down to turn 5.
Are you all right? Engine off, engine off.
That happens. Now, I can say for a fact that that was definitely not me. I would definitely not drive myself straight into the wall. That's just not me. What actually happened is that my wheel actually disconnected. For just some random reason. I have absolutely no idea what caused it, to be honest, but we'll see the replays of it again. So this is obviously the fast mode of it, and obviously Alan Hugo let me pass there, and I think he was pretty shocked as well. Even was saying in the Twitter chat as well.
Engine off. Engine off.
The direct message chat that we have for SRL, he was a bit surprised, thinking like it was his fault, but no. I think you'd safely say it wasn't his fault here. So I'm just like I said, I felt something with the gearbox when I was trying to shift down, and then all of a sudden just lost everything and went straight into the wall, and yeah, that was that. But basically spent the rest of qualifying just trying to reconnect my wheel for try and get something out of this race. So we missed quite a lot in the qualifying, but HO actually gets pole position, so pretty much mimics what he did in AOR, so great job from him. Always a great job as well in the P2. Prez up there in P3. Actually pretty decent lap time to still be down in P7, actually, just behind both the Force India boys of Alan Hugo and New Zealand Ryan, who are going to be starting on the soft tyres. So they probably know something that some of us maybe don't. So, but anyway, we'll get on straight into the race. As you can see here, it is going to be, as was pretty much going to be the norm anyway, the one stop. But again, the weather may play a factor later on in the race. But although this time, compared to AOR, the previous time out at Austria, it is going to be, well, assuming it is, Codemasters literally throws anything at us, really. So, I mean, it's going to literally like throw a bit of a curveball. So I put a bit of a backup plan, pretty much similar to what I did in AOR. Let's start on ultra soft, so we set off for the formation lap here.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
Yes, sir, thank you, Jeff. So basically what I was saying, like, obviously we're starting on the ultra soft tyres, but doing something similar to what we did in AOR, which is go on to a set of super soft tyres and maybe take them as long to maybe to the wet period.
Clear. Weather is looking good for now.
As quick as and then probably go from there. But yeah, that was definitely not ideal, especially on the formation lap. Anyway, but that was just me just trying to make sure everything was like back to normal. And to be honest, coming to the grid, it felt pretty normal. But it's a bit of a interesting to see how this goes, because whether the wheel will stand up for the rest of this race, well, it's going to be basically wait and see. And I was just hoping at this point that I may be able to just get a decent result, even in the points. So here we go. We're all set for round number 5 here of SRL 5 red lights. Let's do it around the Red Bull ring. It's a fairly decent start compared to both the Force Indias and Gold Power, but I was pretty much squeezed there going into turn 1, so pretty much had nowhere to go there. Lose a spot already to Wadey, so dropped 1 spot already back to position 8. But Prez is sort of all of a sudden dropping positions here. It's all going chaos here, but learning from AOR, I'm not going to do what I did back then anyway. But coming out of the corner here, this is maybe sort of where it sort of felt like that it just didn't feel right at all. Just for some unknown reason, I don't know what it was to do. Maybe, of course, that probably had something to do with the wheel disconnect, but the settings just didn't. Just the pedals, I mean, the wheel definitely felt fine, but it was just because I have certain settings for my pedals that I have on this game. As you can see, I run very wide there actually, and they're really struggling. Actually, losing spots right, left, and centre here. But yeah, they just didn't feel like the normal to what I usually had. Well, especially the first part of this the race anyway. So even though I was click the pause menu for a second just to double check whether it was just a little glitch or something. So but I think for the end of lap 1, it's probably going to be a little bit of an issue, and something we may have to put up with for the rest of this race. Because it is going to be tricky, and it's something I probably had to change my rhythm like what I usually do compared to other races. But anyway, there's a bit of battling going on ahead with, because obviously we're back in the last place. Something's happened there to New Zealand, and we tried to get a bit of a crisscross move there, but again, just whatever this issue is with the pedals, it just didn't really help my run there. We lost all that ground to New Zealand Venom as Max Made, and who is that, one of the Toro Rossos. I'm sure as New Zealand Venom gets a shocking run coming out of turn number 4 or 5, something along those lines anyway.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
as we get back past him. So we're back up into position 15, but it's definitely going to be quite a hell of a long race actually to catch up, obviously, to these guys. And obviously, not ideal getting the first time penalty at the end of lap 2.
DRS is now enabled. Will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Yeah, like at this stage, I was still not happy with the car whatsoever. So just trying my absolute best here, trying to close in here on Max Mate in the McLaren ahead. We're obviously on to lap number 3, sending a bit of a purple sector time there, but still just trying to get used to these pedals again. But yeah, it's just compounding issues right left and centre here. So as we begin lap 4, getting another set of personal best lap times here. As we come into turn 1, which obviously missed it big time there, and get on the power. And yeah, that was the.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
That was it. That's the race pretty much done here. And yeah, I mean, at that point, I was, after I'd pretty much retired, I was just literally furious that this issue was going on with whatever was going on with the wheel. So, yeah, in the end, but it's the first time ever that I've actually quit out of a lobby, would you believe? So, anyway, there's the championship standings. Sorry that the video is a little bit shorter than normal, but that's pretty much all the footage I had. So, with that DNF, we're still actually in P5. So, I think it was, I think HO may have won the race from memory. I can't remember, but anyway, you can see the championship standings on your screen. There's the constructors, bit of a different table as you can see now. It's a 11-point gap between Force India and Haas. McLaren obviously in 3rd. Sauber actually dropped all the way back to 6th after that result. So yeah, not ideal. So yeah, sorry it had to end that abruptly like that. But hey ho, you can't fix these issues. So hopefully be rectified for the next one, which would be Great Britain. So if you did enjoy, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more SRL APAC content on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. All my social media links will be down in the description. Plus, you can go check out the SRL website and the YouTube channel and their Twitch channel as always. But yeah, basically after this, I was to go back into like time trial for Britain, because that's the next round for SRL and actually for AOR as well. So I was just trying to rectify these issues quickly. But yeah, basically until the next time, which will be the British Grand Prix. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.